Duke were able to beat Virginia to win back-to-back ACC championships. This was without two key players in Patrick Ngongba and Caleb Foster. And I thought a lot of it had to do with their ability to adapt on the offensive side of the ball. So in this video, I wanted to highlight some of their offensive possessions that really impressed me and how they utilized Cam Boozer, who he had a poor shooting game, but he still was able to make a huge impact with his playmaking and as an offensive hub that I think will translate to the next level. So around this 13:45 minute mark here, Duke brought out this Spain pick and roll action. It's an action that has been really popularized in the NBA and in college basketball. It's a set that Duke has run multiple times throughout this season. And for people who do not know what this set is, I'll break it down really quickly here. So here's a quick example from this 2024 Lakers team with Anthony Davis, a team that I thought ran it extremely well. So essentially within this play, you have three different components. You have the ball handler, which in this case is LeBron James. You have the guy setting the screen, the ball screen, which is Anthony Davis. And then you have the guy playing the shooter role here. So this play starts off in a standard pick and roll. You're going to have Anthony Davis set this screen here on Caldwell Pope. LeBron's going to come off this screen. But where the twist happens is D'Angelo Russell is actually going to set this back screen here on the guy setting the on-ball screen. So in this case, D'Angelo Russell is going to set a screen on Aaron Gordon. And when you let this play develop here, you can see D'Angelo Russell is going to set that screen and Anthony Davis is rolling hard to the basket. And what makes this such a difficult play to guard is you have Jamal Murray in this scenario. He's going to have to make a decision, and he's a smaller defender. He's going to have to make this decision as essentially the last line of defense to either pick up LeBron and stop the drive or to pick up Anthony Davis and stop this easy pass, easy lob pass to Anthony Davis. And LeBron has multiple reads off this, which is why this play is so difficult to defend. It requires a lot of communication. You can even see Nikola Jokic here dropping down into the paint, so LeBron can also swing this ball to Rui Hachimura. But as you watch this play develop, Aaron Gordon gets screened by D'Angelo Russell, and this just gives a wide open layup for LeBron James. So there's multiple different options from this set, and it gives a lot of different looks, and it requires a lot of communication from these players. So if we go back to this Duke game here, they actually ran it multiple times in a row and got some really good looks from it. And if you actually pay attention here to Cameron Boozer right here, he actually signals the play by tapping his head, which means that they're going to run a Spain pick and roll here. You can see right here, he taps his head, which means they're going to go into this Spain pick and roll. And as you can see, we pause here, you look at Sarr and you look at Kemenya. They're going to space it out in the corners here. And you can see Cameron Boozer is going to act as the ball screener, Caden Boozer, the ball handler, and then you have Darren Harris as the shooter getting ready to set the back screen here. So if we let the play develop here, you can see Caden Boozer gets this advantage here. And now you have Darren Harris about to set this screen, and Cam Boozer is going to roll really hard to the rim here. And this screen by Darren Harris, the back screen right here, just gives Caden Boozer just enough of an advantage for him to score a wide open layup against a much smaller Ja'Carri White. In that previous example I showed of Los Angeles Lakers, it was Jamal Murray in that position, but now it's the smaller Ja'Carri White, who is, I think, 6'3". He now has to make the decision between stopping the drive or kind of guarding Cam Boozer here. Caden Boozer just elevates, and it's pretty much a wide open layup. So just a couple possessions later, they're actually going to come down and run the same exact play once again. Cam Boozer is actually out of the game, but Malik Brown is a really good screen setter. He understands his role in the offense. And once again, you see Caden Boozer. He's going to tap his head, which means they're going to run that Spain pick and roll again. And you can actually see here Dame Sarr. He's going to point to Kemenya to clear out to this opposite corner here to get the spacing right. And while that happens, you're going to see Darren Harris here move to the middle of the floor. You can see Kemenya comes over. Darren Harris sets up for that back screen. And you can see this time, two people are actually going to go to the ball. And they're actually going to go to Caden Boozer here, which is going to leave Darren Harris wide open for this pop here. And this is why communication is really important. And you can see Darren Harris, he's going to get a wide open look. He misses the shot, but the process is excellent here, and they're able to generate a great look from three. Couple possessions later, this time it's John Shire, who's going to initiate the Spain pick and roll. You can see him on the sideline here doing the head tap. And if we let the play develop, we're going to see once again Sarr spacing out to the corner, Kamenia spacing out to the corner, the ball screen by Malik Brown, the back screen by Darren Harris. And this leaves Caden Boozer at the rim once again for a wide open layup. And if you actually rewind the clip here and you pay attention to this Virginia assistant coach, you can actually hear and see this guy scream out Spain while the action is happening. And he's pretty frustrated with the result of this play.
Up on the fly with more responsibility here at the tournament. Not freshman anymore. Are you kidding me? Is this guy serious? Hey.
So Duke are going to come down and run this same exact play. You can see here, Cameron Boozer is going to initiate it with the head tap, which means they're going to go into their standard Spain pick and roll spacing and alignments. And this is what makes Cameron Boozer such an intriguing prospect, is his ability to change his position on offense. Here he's playing as the shooter, the role that Darren Harris was playing in the previous clips. And earlier on in the first half, Cameron Boozer was playing the role that Malik Brown is currently playing as the ball screener. And so the ability for Cameron Boozer to play as the shooter, to play as a ball screener, and to play as a ball handler, which we'll see more of in the second half, all at an extremely elite level, is what makes him such an exciting prospect. Virginia actually decides to change their coverage on this possession. They've been getting killed by this action, so they decide to have their defender go underneath the screen. In the previous plays, they've been going over the screen. They've been fighting over the top on Caden Boozer, who isn't the greatest three-point shooter. So Chance Mallory here is going to go underneath the screen, and if we watch this play develop, they're able to stop the initial drive here. And so I think that was a great adjustment by Virginia, but this is what makes Duke such a difficult team to guard. You're going to see Malik Brown here go inside the paint. And what Cam Boozer is going to do is he's just going to go ahead and set a second screen on Caden Boozer's man. Caden Boozer is going to get into the paint. If we notice closely here, Malik Brown is actually going to set a Gortat screen here on the shot blocking Oyensu, who I think had like 8 blocks this game. And this gives just enough time for Caden Boozer to get into the paint and to finish without getting his shot blocked here. So Duke were able to run that Spain action around 4 possessions in a row, and they all generated wide open looks for Duke. And here's Virginia's head coach Ryan Odom actually talking about how badly they were getting killed by the Spain pick and roll in one of the media timeouts.
We score a basket, we've got to get up and stop them. They're killing us in the middle of the floor right now with that Spain action.
So Duke were able to generate pretty much a wide open look every single time they ran that Spain action. And I want to talk about now how they utilized Cam Boozer in a variety of different ways. You can see this is the very first possession of the game. They clear out a side for Cam Boozer to get a post up here. And Virginia immediately sends a weak side double team here. And Duke pretty much have a protocol here where whoever's defender goes to double, they're just going to go ahead and cut. So in this case, Malik Brown's man comes to double Cam Boozer here. So Malik Brown is just going to cut to the basket. And so what this does is Malik Brown is just going to cut, and he's going to sit in this dunker spot right here. And this forces this weak side defender right here to make a decision. He's either going to have to step up and stop Malik Brown and prevent him from getting this wide open layup, or he's got to stay home and guard his man Isaiah Evans, who is a excellent three-point shooter right here. And what you're going to see Malik Brown do here is actually something really smart. So Isaiah Evans' defender is going to come and actually stop this cut from Malik Brown pretty early. And so what Malik Brown is going to do is, as we watch this play develop here, he's just going to go ahead and set this hammer screen. He's going to set this screen on this man right here. And this is what makes Cam Boozer an extremely good passer and extremely good talent with his height and his ability to make these plays on a regular basis. He's just going to skip this pass over to a wide open Isaiah Evans. And as you can see here, Isaiah Evans, it's a perfect pass. He misses the shot, but now Malik Brown is in an optimal box out position. And this gives Sarr an opportunity to just go ahead and get pretty much a free layup here with the putback. Here's another quick clip of Cam Boozer and his versatility. He's going to be running this point guard position here, and as you can see, he's going to bring the ball up the court, and he actually gets by his defender here. And as you can see, Onyenso is actually going to take one small step over here to try and cut off this Cam Boozer drive. And while that's happening, Malik Brown is actually going to just go to the rim, and this is a really easy lob for Cameron Boozer. It's a perfect pass and 2 quick points for Duke. So here's another example of how Duke is able to adapt extremely quickly and on the fly. You can see Chance Mallory, 5'10" point guard on Cameron Boozer here. But Virginia is going to do a good job of peel switching. The defender is going to bump Chance Mallory over to Isaiah Evans here, but it's still going to be a pass into the paint for Cameron Boozer. But this time Virginia, instead of sending this weak side help, as you can see, Sarr here is actually pointing right here at Kamenia to go drop down into this dunker spot here, thinking that this weak side defender right here is going to come and double team once again. But this time Virginia actually sends the double team from 1 pass away. So Caden Boozer's man is actually going to dig and double team Cameron Boozer here. And the ability for this team to all adapt on the fly here, what we're going to see is we're going to see Isaiah Evans fly to this corner here. You can see Cam Boozer is going to notice this double team, and he's actually just going to cut into the paint. Once again, they have that protocol where they're going to send that cut from wherever the double team is coming. And so Caden Boozer, he's going to just cut into the paint. This forces help from Sarr's man right here. And now Sarr has a wide open 3-pointer. He's able to make it. Duke also love operating Cameron Boozer at the top of the key, kind of like a Nikola Jokic-esque playmaking hub. And you can see here, Duke are just going to space the floor out, and they're going to run this pin down. Kaminya's going to pin down this screen here for Isaiah Evans to come around. But when you watch this play, Isaiah Evans' defender is actually going to shoot the gap here and go over this screen. And if we watch closely, he's actually going to top lock Isaiah Evans. And you can see here, Kamenia is going to try and set this re-screen here, but Isaiah Evans' defender is just top locking him, which prevents him from getting the pass and which prevents him from using the screen. So what Isaiah Evans is going to do, he's just going to cut to the basket here. And when you have a great passer in Cam Boozer, he's just going to find this open man every single time. And Duke are able to generate a lot of easy points from simple actions like this. Here it is again. They're going to run Cameron Boozer here at the top of the court here. And this time it's going to be Sarr setting the screen for Isaiah Evans to cut to the basket. And you can see Virginia is actually going to switch this screen here. So they switch the screen, and immediately Duke are able to flow into this ball screen. Cameron Boozer is going to set the screen for Sarr, and now he has a mismatch. Cameron Boozer has a smaller defender on him. And once again, Cameron Boozer has been in this spot multiple times where the weak defender is going to show this double team here, and it's going to force this defender right here, Isaiah Evans' defender, to essentially play between two. He's going to either have to drop down on Kamenia in the dunker spot or go to Isaiah Evans here in the corner. And you can see when we watch this play, he's going to drop down to Kamenia here, which leaves Isaiah Evans wide open. Isaiah Evans, he's attacking a really poor closeout here, and he's able to generate a wide open 3. Here, Virginia is going to throw another look at Cameron Boozer. He's going to get another post up here. And Virginia's going to send another double team, but this time it's a little bit different. The weak side defender is still going to be the guy double teaming here, but instead of coming from this baseline, which he's done a couple of times, he's going to go from the middle, and he's going to put his hands up, and he's going to try and prevent this skip pass that Cam Boozer has been killing them with all game. You can see he comes from the middle here. He puts his hands up. And so what Cam Boozer is going to do, he's just going to make the simple pass. He's going to spin and pass it off to Malik Brown, who now is the guy that's going to make the decision. You can see Malik Brown gets the ball. Sarr here is going to cut into the paint and make, once again, this defender make a decision. And this defender is going to go with Sarr, which leaves a wide open Isaiah Evans for another 3-pointer. This is definitely one of the best passes that I have seen from Cameron Boozer. You can see they're going to go to another post up here. Virginia this time is actually going to front the post here and deny this entry pass, but Cam Boozer using his physicality, using his strength, he's actually going to get this ball. It's a little bit high, but Cam Boozer is able to jump, and you can see his feet aren't even on the ground yet, and he's already processing. His eyes are already looking to make this read to whether it's Isaiah Evans or to Malik Brown. You can see once again the double coming from the weak side here. Isaiah Evans defender is going to drop down here onto Malik Brown, and Cameron Boozer is able to skip this pass over to Isaiah Evans, who makes yet another three-pointer. I mean, the looks they were getting off of these post-ups were just incredible. Here's another one of these quick-hitting plays. You can see here Cameron Boozer gets the defensive rebound, and he immediately is looking for the outlet. You can see Darren Harris is leaking out, and he makes these Kevin Love-style outlet passes on the regular. You can see Darren Harris gets the N1. At this point in the game, Onyenso was giving Duke a lot of trouble at the baskets. He was playing some really good defense on Cameron Boozer. He was pretty much just blocking everyone at the rim. So this is when Duke started to kind of morph into Cameron Boozer more running the point guard position and operating at the top of the key. You can see here, Cameron Boozer here is going to get the ball, and they're going to run this simple screen here again, where these two are going to exchange Dame Sarr and Isaiah Evans. Sarr is going to go ahead and fake this screen here, and the key to this is reading these two defenders, and you can see this defender is staying attached to Isaiah Evans, while this defender looks like he wants to switch this screen. You can see Sarr immediately recognizes that, so instead of setting the screen, he's just going to slip to the basket here, and once again, Cameron Boozer is able to make these passes every single time. Another wide open layup for Duke. Here's Cam Boozer running the point guard position again. This is where he started getting a lot of these inverted pick and rolls, and compared to a standard pick and roll, an inverted pick and roll is where the guard is setting a screen for the big men. And so Cam Boozer is going to get this screen from Isaiah Evans. It forces a switch. Cameron Boozer is not able to finish, but you can see the rebounding ability, the second jump. He's able to earn some free throws, and that puts 2 more points on the board for Duke. So once again, here's Cam Boozer operating as the point guard, bringing the ball up the court, and you can see the effect this has on Onyenso, who once again was playing incredible defense, blocking everything at the rim, and playing great defense on Cam Boozer. You can see how far away he is from the rim, and this was the choice that Duke decided to make to get Onyenso out of the paint. And you can see Darren Harris once again is going to set this inverted screen here, and as he sets this inverted screen, Virginia's just going to go ahead and switch this screen. And Isaiah Evans is also going to set another inverted screen here, but as you can see, the smaller defender that is on Isaiah Evans, the communication here needs to be key, and you can see he's clearly shifting a little bit too far to the right. He's kind of unsure of whether or not it's going to be a switch or whether or not he needs to show a little bit, and this gives just enough time for Isaiah Evans to just shoot out without setting a screen, and you can see he gets another great look at a three. And if you take a look at everyone else on Duke, you can see the spacing. The corners are properly spaced here. You have a guy down here close to the dunker spot, and you can see while this play is developing, Darren Harris is going to run into this corner to give this open space for Isaiah Evans. You can see a wide open three, and he's able to make it. Here's another example of how Duke were able to adjust to Onyenso being out there and guarding Cameron Boozer. He's going to get the ball here at the top of the key once again, and Onyenso is far away from the paint, so Isaiah Evans is going to set an inverted screen, and he's going to free up for another wide open three. And Isaiah Evans actually misses this shot, but you can see the effect that this has on the rebounding as well. Because Onyenso is out trying to guard this action and guard Cameron Boozer out in space, he's away from the glass, and this gives Duke 3 offensive rebound opportunities. You can see Caden Boozer, Kamenya, and Cameron Boozer all crashing the glass. This is a 5-10 chance Mallory trying to box out 2 players. Caden Boozer is unboxed, and he gets a free layup. I thought this final play here kind of summarized the game that Cam Boozer had. You can see 27.4 seconds left, 6 seconds left on the shot clock. They're going to run this empty side dribble handoff with Isaiah Evans, except Cameron Boozer is going to fake it and attack on Yenso, and you can see he's actually going to miss this shot. Like I said, he struggled shooting the ball in this game, but he's immediately going to get this rebound, and instead of going up with this shot like a lot of people would probably do, he realizes that their shot clock is off. There's only 22.4 seconds left. You're up by 2 points, and he immediately kicks it out to Caden Boozer, and Caden Boozer also makes a great decision. He's going to kick it to Isaiah Evans, 87% free throw shooter, which pretty much seals the game for Duke, and they win back-to-back ACC championships. And the offensive process, all 5 players being on a string, Jon Scheyer and his play calling, all of these things are what make Duke such a difficult team and why they're going to be such a hard team to beat in this March Madness tournament.